Okay, hi everybody. I've had several requests on instructions on how I do my pencil sketches, so I thought I would just try it and do a video tutorial and help everybody all at the same time who's interested in learning my method. It's certainly not the only method, it's just my method, but it works for me, so it's what I do. Alrighty, obviously first thing you do is open an image, and usually you're going to have a full image like this one. It's the entire thing here. So I crop it to the head size, and I have it set to crop at 8 by 10. So I'm going to crop this one down approximately right there. I want some room on either side of the ears, and I don't want it all the way to the top or all the way to the bottom. So I think that's good right there. Zoom it back out a little bit. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to copy the image, copy the layer, make a new copy of anyway, you know what I mean. Press Ctrl J, okay? I'm not real good at this, so hang in there. We'll get it done. Okay, we've got the new layer. Next thing we're going to do is press Ctrl I. That makes it look really hideous. Next step is go up to the top to Image, Mode, and choose Grayscale. It'll ask you whether you want to flatten or not. Tell it no, don't flatten it. Next you're going to go over to the Layers panel. They're panels now, not palettes anymore. You're going to choose Color Dodge, and it makes it look like this. Okie dokie. Now we go up to the Filter, and we choose Blur and Gaussian Blur. I like to keep mine, take it down a little bit here. I like to keep mine in the range between 15 and 30. I'm usually about in the mid-20s somewhere. And I think this one looks good right here, so I'm going to leave it right there. Next step, we're going to take a soft brush. Make sure it's a soft one, not a hard one. We definitely don't want any hard edges around this at this point. Make sure your opacity is all the way up to 100%. Press the D key to get your default colors if they're not set to black and white, and then press the X key to get white as the top color, the foreground color. Now you need a larger brush than this one was. So with your right and left bracket keys, right bracket makes it larger, left bracket makes it smaller. Your brush, that is. We're going to go around this image, and we're going to remove as much as close as we can get without wiping out the dog around the edges. I don't want to take all of it, but majority. Just a little bit there. Whoopsie. Now see, that was a whoopsie. You gotta watch those whoopsies. Okay, get a little tight there. I don't need to do this because I can do this after the fact and it's better. I took a little more here than I want, but I'll show you how to get that back. Now we're going to lower the opacity way down around approximately 15 to 20%. I'm going to try 20 and see how we go. That, and I also take the flow down. I like to do that. I think it helps. I'm not quite certain, but I do it anyway, so do it. Okay, I want to get in here close to this because this is not taking enough of this out of here, and I want to get more of it out. And I've got the opacity way down, so it's just going to barely take it. You have to go over it and over it and over it, but that's okay because you don't want to take the animal's face off. Just this little dark edge that's around it. Okay, and you're going to go and do this all the way around the whole image. I don't think I'll do it for this video. It would take just way too long to do that and show you. So it's not going to, I'll show you my finished one when we get this up to that point. Okay, I'm not going to go around that whole thing. But you would just go around the entire image and get that as close as you can. Let's take a look at him. I didn't get it all, obviously, but alrighty, now we're going to press the X key to switch our foreground color to black, and I'm going to bring some of this back in over here. I took a little more off than I really would like to, so I'm going to make the brush a little larger, not that large, and just gently go back over some of this here. I want some, they had a scarf on, which was okay, I guess. And I want to bring a little bit of this back in. Sometimes bringing the opacity up gets this done a little quicker, and I'm not going to worry about it for this. Oops, I don't think I wanted all that. But anyway, again, for this video, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to go around his nose, make that darker, make those eyes stand out. That's what really, I think, differentiates my pencil sketches from other people's, is that I like to make those eyes really stand out. And if the dog has dark ears like this one did, I like to bring those out too, because after all, that's the dog. That's the way it looks. And that's the way they know their dog, and that's the way they expect it to look when they see this. Okay, now, here's something over here I want to point out. When you switch this to color dodge, it tends to make areas like this look like they're blown out. They really are not blown out. This would take me forever at this low of an opacity, so I'm going to take it up just to show you, and you might want to do that too. This will bring some of that back in. It's there, it's just, it looks like this when you do the color dodge thing. Oopsie, I got a little outside. My computer's beeping at me. So anyway, this blown out looking stuff here does come back. It isn't blown out. It just looks like it is. It's there. There is information right there. You can bring it back in. You see here, there's ears there. They're in there. And up here, there's hair there. I try not to get on that outside, but I'm trying to rush this too, so I'm not doing a super duper job like I would try to normally do. And again, for the sake of time for this video, I'm not going to go all the way around the whole dog and do that whole thing and bring all of that back in like I would. Next thing I would do, it's basically done. Well, kind of, sort of, but I mean, you would finish all that filling in the blown out looking areas, and you would take these edges off around the sides, polish it up a little more, maybe a little more black around the eyes. I just like them to really stand out. Some don't like that. Some do, some don't. I do. The dog had a very dark snout, so I want to make it look like it did. And if you don't, it doesn't look like their dog to them. And that's what they want. They see that when they look at it. They look at the detail in that when they see it. And that you know, makes you feel kind of good. Anyway, alrighty, stop, Judy. Okay, I tend to get carried away with these things. I don't want to stop. I want to finish it and make it right. But I don't have time to do that, so the next step would be to go up to Image Mode and turn this back to an RGB. Now we're going to flatten it. Okay, now it's a flattened image. The next thing you can do, if you want to, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, I go into these eyes up close, make a new layer, go up close to these eyes, and I take the brush again on white, and I just go around these eyes. You can also use the dodge tool if you want to. This brings those eyes out, makes them pop a little bit. And then you can lower the opacity if it's too much. So quite often it is a little too much. Can't really tell that until you zoom back out. I kind of like that, but I'm going to take the opacity down a little bit. Anyway, it might be, that's way clear all the way, so you can see the difference. that's too much. That looks pretty good right there. I'm gonna leave it there. That's 51%. I'm just gonna leave that. And if you want to, you can get the text tool, put the dog's name down here. I put my logo over in this corner. You can put his name. You can put a frame around it if you leave a little bit more room than I did. And that's just about it. And then you would save it and you're done. Next thing I want to do is show you my completed one. Oops. There's the done deal. And that's about it. I thank you for watching, and I hope you got something out of this.